Hi, Cheyenne. It's easier just to make a video. I think we can both agree on that. Okay, so your resume looks terrific. I'm happy to see that you used the branding that was part of the assignment. Glad you read the directions. So I only have a few suggestions. Number one, be strict with yourself about the fonts you used for repeated items. Okay, so you want to say, okay, I'm going to use this font, this tracking, this size, all caps for all the subheads. And you've done that consistently throughout, right? Except education has really wide tracking, space, space, space. But then you come down to history and it's not wide anymore. So you want to be consistent with repeated items, basically. And then this font is beautiful, the one that you used for the education. But then I'm not sure, but it seems like it changes down here. You just want to say, okay, for the subheads, it's going to look exactly like this. For the body copy, anything other than the subheads, it's going to be this font, this size, this kerning, etc. And it'll just make your resume look tighter. For example, up here, if this font is the same as your name up here, then that makes sense. There's some things though that you don't even need. So email, I don't think you need to say that because everyone knows what it looks like. And then phone, this will be clear if it's a phone number if you put the fourth number in there when you're ready. Do you have a website or Behance page? Consider, delete email, delete phone, put the actual email, the phone, and then the website, and it'll act like a nice underline for your name. Good GPA. So those are my main, my layout suggestions. Otherwise, I think with a resume, you just want to be very direct. Like, you don't want any subjective wording. You actually don't think you should put expertise. Rachel said there's a teacher there who's been telling everybody to put expertise. That's fine. I don't want to go against any teacher, but I can tell you my experience as a working professional, if you say you're an expert at something, people call you out on it, and it can be very embarrassing. It's happened to me at least twice. So I personally try not to say I'm an expert at anything, even though I kind of feel like I am. But I just try to bring it back a little bit with a different word, but whatever you want to do. As far as subjective wording, being an expert at working collaboratively or working independently, I would probably take that out because it's kind of a non-skill. It's like what you're forced to do at work no matter what your desire is. But deadline management is good, HTML, 3D, all the rest of that stuff is great. I think it's cool that you put storyboard creation up here at the top too. I might actually steal that. In history, this is actually experience. Is this another title from that teacher? So typically people write experience. I guess history works. It's a little bit different. But I do like your experience here, technical support specialist. The only thing I wondered about, design layouts for cut files. What does that mean? Especially for a software company. I don't know what that means. And if you're going to work in that industry, it doesn't matter if I don't know. But if you're trying to get out of whatever this is, you want to branch out to something different, then try to explain what that is to the common person. But I think you've had really good experience. I know tons of graphic designers who wish that they'd worked at a printing company because there's a lot of information there that they don't teach you in school. So that's wonderful. And I also think it's cool that you worked at FedEx. I mean, you might not think that it applies, but it says to me that you know how to work fast, you're a hard worker, and you were responsible enough to hold down a job there. And you were a leader. All right, so that's really all I have to say. I do really like your resume, and that's why I spent so much time talking about it. If you have any questions, let me know.